Is it your dream to visit Iceland? Fantastic! I am going to give you 6 things you absolutely should do when in Iceland, and then 6 things you should stay clear of. Well, unless you enjoy fines and losing money. Nail these 12 pointers and your Iceland trip will be a dream. I'm Gudny, a local here from Iceland. We here at Wake Up Reykjavik love giving out genuine and fun travel tips out to you guys. If you have been to Iceland yourself and you have your own sets of do's and don'ts, please write them in the comments of this video for other travelers to see and if I missed something. And I will reply to as many as I can with my thoughts. And this is actually my second do's and don'ts videos for when in Iceland, so if you haven't seen the first one, please check it out on our channel. But let's get into it. What to do when in Iceland. Get the first night right. If you're coming here during our Northern Lights season, be sure you book your Northern Lights tour for night 1. And why so soon, you might ask? Well, because many Northern Lights operators, at least we do it, offer you unlimited retries valid for 2 years if you don't actually see the lights on the tour, if the first try does not work out. The retry policy we have works in 2 ways. If the tour gets cancelled and they don't go out due to bad weather or other factors, you have the option to either claim a full refund or rebook for another date. If the tour does go out but the lights are a no-show, you have the chance of rebooking for another date. So by doing this tour on your first night here, you have more days to possibly rebook the tour. And this do actually connects to my first don't, but we'll get into that a little bit later in the video. Now, do learn a few Icelandic words. Here in Iceland, everyone speaks English, which is really convenient for a lot of travelers. Also, we do realize that Icelandic is ranked as the 8th hardest to learn language in the world. So we really don't expect you to show up here fluent. However, when I travel, I do my best to nail down a few keywords to help me get by. I think it definitely helps me prepare for the trip, and also it shows consideration for the culture. Just nailing down a few easy ones like takk, góðan daginn, or skál even really shows you did your research. And we have a few videos on the channel with Dan that can really help you with this preparation. And I highly recommend checking them out. I guess he's a bit helpful and funny in them. And even if you give the really hard ones like Eyjafjallajökull, Snæfellsnes, or Kirkjubæjarklaustur a go, and you absolutely butcher them, we appreciate the effort. Plus, it's super funny for me. Do download offline maps. You are coming to Iceland and you will be exploring. The phone signal is pretty decent here by most of the major sightseeing stops, but you are in a foreign country and the phone signal strength will definitely vary by phone providers. Plus, it can cost a lot of money and easily drain your phone's battery to use roaming for online maps all day long. So do future you a favor and download offline maps. Go to Google Maps, find the area you're going in and download the map there. Or check out maps.me and find an Icelandic pack there. And you will be ready for whatever, whenever. Do be at your bus stop when pickup starts. When coming to Iceland, I recommend you do day tours. They're easy to navigate and will pick you up right from the city center and show you beautiful parts of our country. We here at Wake Up Reykjavik offer many fantastic day tours, and I will link some of my favorite ones in the description of this video. And I also might sneak in some promo codes there for the tours. So definitely check it out. And for each tour we offer that has pickup, we have a dedicated pickup slot. That means that the mini bus operators will start collecting their passengers 30 minutes before the tour time starts. And they do this in one sweep. And since guests can purchase tickets all the way up to just a few hours before the tour actually starts, the driver won't have his pickup route ready until that morning. So you could be the first or the last one to get picked up. If you show up at the right time to your right pickup point, you will definitely be picked up. And be sure that you've written down your phone number correctly with the booking and that you have your phone on you and active. Because if the bus driver can't find you, he will just call you. And if anything changes for you that exact morning, you can always call the number on your tour voucher in the upper right-hand corner, and they will guide you through it. Super easy and stress-free as long as you show up on time. Now, do use any bathroom you find. And speaking of tours and exploring, countryside restrooms can be a bit scarce, but it's just a good rule of thumb in general. If you see a restroom when traveling around Iceland, take the opportunity and use it. When the Icelandic tourism boom officially took up after the 2010s, we had so many travelers coming here all of a sudden that we didn't really have the right outside of the city restroom infrastructure nailed down just yet. So people were actually relieving themselves in pretty strange places. That forced us to put up actual physical signs stating that human waste was not allowed in those areas. And you'd think this would be pretty self-explanatory. Turns out you need the signs. And in some places we still have them up. And I understand emergency emergencies can happen. But hey, if you see a loo, pop in and pop one out. Better safe than sorry, you don't want to be this guy. And my last do for this video, when in Iceland, do eat ice cream no matter the weather. Us Icelanders, and definitely including myself, are active ice cream addicts. Some of our suburban ice cream shops are open until 11:30 p.m. all year round, and even in mid-blizzard conditions. We have phenomenal dairy products here in Iceland, and our ice cream is an exceptional example of that. If you want to be local, go to a local ice cream shop and order bragðarifur, a soft serve blitz with candy. Then you go out there and find a nice viewing spot, sit down or park there if you're driving, eat ice cream and enjoy the view. And that's it for the do's. Now let's steer you away from the don'ts. My first don't today, don't travel without insurance. Now let's circle back. When I recommend you guys do the Northern Lights tour on your first night in Iceland, I recommend it to you because I want you to be able to use your time here in Iceland to the maximum. However, as we all know, travels can be impacted by outside factors like the weather. And the winter weather here in Iceland is something that we sadly are experts on. So we are constantly monitoring the forecast, especially in the wintertime, to estimate if we should have tours on or off, with safety always being our #1 priority. But what I recommend for everyone coming to Iceland to do is to double check their insurance and possibly think of getting more insurance. Just so you will be covered if your airline runs into any unexpected weather-related delays or if they possibly have to cancel the flights. We do our best to have a fair and flexible cancellation policy, and we only require 24-hour notice for any cancellations or amendment. And if you give us a notice before that time frame, we will happily move your booking or give you a full refund. And if we hear about the delay, the more notice you give us, the more likely we are to be able to do something with that situation. However, if we don't hear from guests until just before the tour starts, or sometimes after the tour has already departed, there's not really much we can do. We understand that the delay was not your fault, but we will still face no-show fees. We have to give our guides the salaries, we have to cover gas expenses, and so on and so on. But if you have the right insurance, you can easily claim your funds through them. So you can plan an ambitious itinerary to Iceland, like a Reykjavik food walk or the Northern Lights tour on your first day here, and not have to worry about possibly losing money. Super smart. Don't ignore road closures or weather alerts. Now this one goes out for people coming here and doing self-driving experiences. Since if you are booked for a scheduled tour, your guide will take care of all this and you don't have to worry about a thing. Now the Icelandic weather can change really rapidly. And with that, if you see a storm alert for a red or an orange weather warning, that day take it seriously. Each year, our search and rescue team has to go out there and save travelers in hazardous conditions who don't take these warnings seriously and end up in really unsafe conditions. And it's as simple as that. If a road is closed, it's closed. It means no driving on that road. It's for your own safety. So look out for the alerts and road closures and mind them. And if you're coming in here in winter, have plan Bs in motion, so if you face really stormy days, you can still use a day and do something fun in Iceland. Don't assume you can use WhatsApp instead of a phone number. Now this is a thing that surprises many travelers that come here, because WhatsApp is not really a thing here in Iceland. And why, honestly, I'm not really sure. Us Icelanders use Facebook Messengers a lot and other social media platforms for our day-to-day communications. And if you are signed up for something, like a day tour, we then expect you to have a fully active phone number paired with that booking, so you are reachable. So don't assume a tour operator or a guide is able to get back to you on WhatsApp. I think some Icelanders in recent years have started to adjust to it, so maybe some guides or companies will have WhatsApp available, but in general, WhatsApp is not a thing in Iceland. And is that weird? Maybe. I've never used it. Am I missing out? Let me know. Don't toss your receipts and miss out on a 14% discount. We all know that Iceland is expensive. But did you know that if you spend more than 12,000 Icelandic kronas on a single purchase, you should ask the store merchant for a tax-free form and keep the receipt? Since if you fill out the form and attach the receipt to it, you can then show up to the international refund point at the Keflavik airport before you check in your bag. Show them the form with the receipt and be sure to have the goods with you, because technically they are allowed to ask you to see it. It's never happened to me, but better be safe than sorry. They'll then take that form and accept it, and you can claim up to 14% of the VAT back as a refund. And you will then have more money that you can spend on your next Iceland trip that I guarantee you will start planning on your flight back home. Don't wild camp wherever you please. Since 2015, parking a tent or a camper outside of a designated camping area or without the landowner's written consent is illegal. Trust me guys, the fines are real and the internet shaming is worse. It can also be good to check the campsite online before you go there, since in the summertime some of them do tend to fill up, and there are many sites that can show you campsite availability, One is, for example, tjalda.is. And my last tip of the day is kind of weird, but it's don't feed random horses. The Icelandic horses are a very beautiful and protected breed. We have very strict laws around them, and we don't even have to vaccinate them because they are completely disease-free, and we really want to keep them that way. And on your travels here, you might see a lot of Icelandic horses all around the islands. They will be gathered in areas closed off by small barbed fences, so people sometimes believe that they are wild. They are not. They have a dedicated farmer who loves them and really takes care of them. And that farmer definitely does not want you feeding his horses your snacks. This can lead to stomach problems and have very negative effects on the horses, both physically, and it can also ruin their training. So admire them, take photos, but don't feed them. And if you really have the urge to feed something, feed me. I like seafood, I like steak, and I really enjoy hot dogs, and they don't upset my stomach. Unless on the rare occasion when I have like 3. I know we've all been there. It's not frequent, but it does happen. And these were my 6 do's and don'ts for Iceland. I've written down a lot of the references I was talking about in this video in the description of it. And if you come to Iceland, I really hope we see you on some of our fun tours. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!